Good afternoon. I'm Marla Waters, ADP.
Clinic.
Your business by one of my clients, Dr. Hardwell.
Okay, Dr. Hartwell is a close friend of mine. We went to Medical College of Georgia together.
Golf outings at the Marietta Country Club. That sounds like a great way to let off the week's stress. I really enjoy golfing as well. How's the course?
It's a really nice design with a lot of variety.
I'm looking for a course that can give me all of those characteristics. So I'll definitely take your word on that and be sure to check out that club. Do you get to spend a lot of time with your colleagues out on the course?
Not as much as I would like to be honest. I wish that I had more free time with my friends and family, but my husband and I commit much of our time to the company, especially with the recent growth and addition of our second location. So it's been hard for either of us to make time for the golf course or kids or even with our friends, since we are trying to successfully manage all of our recently added employees.
I'm glad you shared that with me because I would like to tell you how implementing it could put some of that free time back into your life as well as your husband's to spend time with your children on the hobbies that you enjoy.
Right now, I feel like that's impossible, but I'd love to hear more how you believe your company could do that for me.
To free up your time that is being tied up by your payroll hours. I'm sure that being a business owner of a rapidly growing company, but also trying to have spare time to spend with your family and friends can be a struggle. Many of my clients previously struggled with the same problem with their large commitment to payroll being a big part of that. However, ADP runs this problem for them. ADP runs Mobile has been the freedom from having to be sitting in the office for hours upon hours managing your employees' payroll. It gives you the independence to complete your once tedious place at any time.
It would be very nice to be able to complete payroll tasks without having to sit behind a computer all day and every day of the week. So you're saying that it could be completely mobile for my husband or myself to work on payroll and all of our employees from any location? Would I still be able to access everything I need from this one application?
It still keeps you very much involved with your employees, HR, and the management of payroll in general. I'll be into more detail on exactly how ADP works in just a moment. However, before I go further with ADP, I'm very interested in learning more about your business first and how your current payroll system is executed. We can also discuss goals you hope to achieve and decide whether ADP solutions are a good match to help you do so. If ADP seems to be a match for your company, then we will discuss the next steps. How does that sound to you?
Sounds like a great plan. After hearing what you've already told me about ADP, I'm very anxious to our system. I will answer all of your questions about our payroll system to the best of my ability.
It will be extremely helpful for me to know this information because each and every business is different, as you know, and I want to be able to provide you with the best solutions possible for Medical Page Clinic. With that being said, we will start with the very basics of your company. But before I begin, I know you previously told me that your husband manages the company's payroll. Therefore, I believe he would benefit from this call that we're having today. Could your husband join us for our meeting?
I do believe he could benefit from hearing about the neural payroll system as well. However, he is not in the office today.
Well, that's not a problem. I'd be more than happy to meet with your husband as well for an additional meeting when it's convenient for him. I'll be sure to leave all of my contact information with you at the end of our meeting.
Great. Since Jeff is the payroll manager, I would really like to hear his point of view before committing to anything.
You understand that's not a problem. So to get started today, can you tell me a little bit about your company and what exactly you do here at Page Medical Clinic?
At Page Clinic, we treat a range of urgent care as well as primary care needs to all of our patients. We have 2 locations, in Georgia and the other in Peachtree City.
More than these 2 locations?
We are into our 3rd location in the next 2 years because of our rapid growth.
It's great that your business is flourishing. Between both your Newnan and Peachtree City locations, how many employees would you say that you have on your payroll?
There are 20 employees on the Newnan location and 15 at the Peachtree City. The new Peachtree City location is doing very well, and we're probably getting 5 employees. So as of now, we have 35 employees total, but I'm expecting at least 40 by the end of the year.
Okay, great. I know your husband is the payroll manager. However, is there anyone else that your husband relies on for additional help with the system?
Off-the-shelf software appliance called Georgia Pay for all of our payroll system.
Can be a lot for one person to manage. Does your husband have problems balancing payroll with his everyday tasks?
Payroll is completed every 2 weeks and takes my husband several hours to complete each time. It takes about 3 minutes just to manually add up each employee's time card and additional to key in all of their payroll. Then it is 3 hours of signing, stuffing, and sorting all the checks. I worry that when we expand to our location, he won't be able to handle all of the for a full-time employee for the office.
He struggles with balancing the large amount of hours he's putting into payroll every 2 weeks. With family and everyday life, spending hours in the office on payroll so often does not seem ideal. Also, correct me if I'm off base here, but the thought of having to pay a full-time accountant does not seem to please you. Are you trying to cut costs within the company?
You're absolutely correct. We would actually really love to start cutting costs with the company, and I believe payroll would be a great starting place. For instance, each year we renew our system, which costs us $1,500, so I definitely do not want to have to hire additional help in this area.
I agree that your yearly renewal fee is an unnecessary cost for your company. Limiting expenses within the business is a great way to keep the company flourishing efficiently and flowing right. Are there any other obstacles with your current system that are worrisome to your company?
I believe that our employees are taking advantage of their paid time off, which is taking money from the company that was not actually earned by our employees. We were also not in compliance with our HR rules, which cost the company $50 as well. We need help keeping up with the necessary paperwork in a more orderly manner.
Important to be able to keep track of your company's employees and paperwork in general. A common issue that I have seen that comes along with long hours of filling out payroll may be inaccuracy because of how hard it is organized. What happens if employee hours and rates are not correctly for payroll each period?
So go look over each employee's time card as well as hours with the management. He must check pay rates once again to make sure that they are accurate and void, recalculate, and for each employee. This causes much frustration with the employees and the husband. Up to 4 checks during every pay period come back inaccurate within our system. This causes a lot of frustration with our employees and additional work and stress.
Paycheck distribution, but it will also help with time management problems that you're having within the company. The product gives flexibility of being able to correctly enter information at any time and any place and correct any prior mistakes that may have happened. How do you believe having the option of executing your payroll at any time will affect your business?
I think that would be great for our company. My husband would then have the time he was using in the office that he could spend with the children, and we could use our spare time saved by mobile convenience and other aspects of the business as well.
Without a doubt, benefit you with your time management, your payroll and accuracy, and cutting costs within the business. With no renewal fee, ADP would instantly be saving you that $1,500 a year that you're spending on your current system. Are you interested in hearing about more ways that our product can save you money and give you the time to focus on other important aspects of the business and your family?
Yes, I am really interested in hearing more ways that ADP could benefit Page Medical Clinic.
Great. Well, I know we've talked a lot about things during our sales call. However, I believe I've concluded what our largest issues within the company and your payroll system are. Time and employee management issues, organization, and accuracy with payroll. Also, unnecessary financial obligations seem to be negatively affecting your business. I'd like to share with you a resolution that could improve these problems for you.
I would love to hear what could be done to fix these tedious problems that we are causing a nuisance to the company.
On how ADP can improve your company with your husband's time management. A huge advantage of our product is that you have the ability to open our payroll application from your smartphone. This gives you the convenience of being able to edit your data at any time and any place. The payroll app even allows you to actually complete your payroll in the comfort of your own home. Maybe while you're out with your family. You'd be able to spend the hours you once spent sitting in the office every other week stressing over payroll with your family instead and focusing on other important aspects within the business that you may have had to ignore in the past when you were working on your payroll.
That would be great for my husband and myself to both be able to focus our time elsewhere that needs attention. We are a growing business and we are bound to take on more patients. Therefore, I think the time that we are getting back from payroll hours could be spent with our new clients and growing our business's efficiency.
And as you previously told me, the estimated employees by the end of this year in total for your company will be about 40 employees. With your current system, it takes your husband 3 minutes per card to find totals and 1 hour to key in payroll biweekly. This is about 4 hours every month, adding up cards as well as 2 extra hours keying in payroll every month. Therefore, you're spending about 72 hours a year just adding up your time cards and entering it into the computer. This large number does not even include the 15 hours that your husband is spending weekly updating your employee data into spreadsheets. Not only can ADP be a solution that will eliminate your excessive time used in payroll, mistakes that are happening every pay period because of the difficulty of organizing spreadsheets and entering data.
If ADP can really do all these things to my company, then I definitely am interested in your product. I can totally see your service will help with our convenience, but what exactly can I do on the business application that will help with organization and our processing time?
I'm glad that you asked that because that was my next focus point. If you would like to open up the ADP PowerPoint that I emailed you prior to our call, I would love to walk you through how the application will help you with organization.
I have that pulled up and I'm ready to go.
If you would like to navigate to slide number 2, I will go ahead and cover exactly what features will benefit you.
On slide 2.
Great. Okay, as you can see here on the slide, HR handles entering necessary employee information to the system. After they do so, it goes directly into your payroll. Therefore, with any new hires for your growing company, you will no longer have to spend that time inputting names, social security numbers, and deductions for each employee or employee's data either. You can also access this employee information easily just by clicking your Employees tab on the application. The second bullet on our slide shows that time card collection only takes a few clicks to get the data into payroll. Then the manager translates data into ADP and can then view the pending payroll processed. If there are any changes, your husband can easily edit in his ADP mobile app and retransmit the data to save changes. This helps eliminate errors because it gives numerous opportunities to look over all of the data and payroll information before confirming. How does all of this sound so far?
This person would be so happy to know that these 15 hours a week he is spending on editing employee information for all of our spreadsheets could be focused elsewhere. It is extremely convenient that we can access all of our employees' information even when we are not in the office. And it's the same program as our payroll data. Having to use the file and spreadsheets as well as personal employee information on the time cards was virtually organized. Producing and stuffing the checks is just another tedious process of our payroll system. Can ADP help out with a part of this process?
If you would kindly change to slide 4, it will show you how ADP can help with the production of checks every pay period. The first bullet shows you that there is the easy option of full service direct deposit. ADP deducts the payroll amount 2 days before checks are due to employees, then deposits the check amount into employees' checking accounts on payday. This gives a grace period to make sure that there is an adequate amount of money in the bank account before dispersing to employees and gives you the time to change anything if absolutely necessary. If there is any kind of error, which is very unlikely, ADP handles reconciliation of checks.
Pulls the check money 2 days in advance. If we are running late on the payroll and we need them done the next day, is it possible with your system?
As long as your husband submits the payroll by 5 p.m. Eastern Time, the day before checks are due, the checks will be completed by the time your employees are expecting them.
One more concern I have is pricing. How does ADP prices compare to what I told you about our current system?
The pricing is broken down for you to see. Instead of the $1,500 annual fee with your current payroll system, ADP has a one-time implementation cost of $150. ADP's cost per payroll processing is based off the number of employees the company has. With 35 to 40 employees and more to come with the expansion of your company, your payroll processing fee would be $58.95. So your first yearly fee, including the one-time implementation fee, would be about $1,565, while your annual fee would be estimated to be about $1,415.
I feel really strongly about ADP's features that they would be beneficial to my company and for my husband. I'm honestly not sure that these prices are really saving my company that much money by switching systems.
That way. But if you don't mind me asking, how much per hour do you feel as though your husband's time is worth?
Our time is worth at least $80 an hour.
I agree. And with your payroll process taking about 72 hours per year for time cards and keying in payroll, your husband's time already is about $5,760 a year. We also cannot forget the 180 hours a year spent on the update, which would come to be about $14,400 extra dollars. Therefore, with ADP system, you would truly be saving an extra $20,160 every year, as well as getting the convenience and time back into both you and your husband's lives. Also, the compliance $1,500 would never have to be worried about again. ADP maintains necessary documentation, provides updates on tax laws, and performs garnishments for you. Therefore, that is another $1,500 you can guarantee to stay within your company.
I actually never realized how much money we were spending on our payroll. But when you incorporate the value of my husband's time, that really puts it into perspective and makes me think twice about the amount of time and money that we're spending on one aspect of the business. My husband really could focus his time elsewhere and help build our business up in other areas that definitely need improving.
Preventable costs within the business and how we can help change that for you here at ADP. Now that we've gone over what ADP can do for you, how are you feeling about our product?
I'm feeling really great about ADP Run Mobile taking the place of our current system. However, I do have a couple of questions for you if you don't mind.
Of course, I don't mind. I want to make sure that I cover everything you would like to know and help you get to know our product. What can I answer for you?
With our sensitive employee information.
This concern that you're having?
How do we know that our payroll system would stay secure and private? With this being a phone application, I worry that it could be easily hacked into and delicate information could be leaked to the public. I want my employees to feel 100% secure for working with Page Medical Clinic.
I can assure you that the security of ADP is up to standards and will without a doubt protect your company and your employees from security breach. More than 150,000 businesses trust our company and our solutions to provide them with our top-notch service and information safety. Private information is never stored on the device being used while inputting the data. We also have a full range of security measures, including account numbers never being transmitted. All communications are protected by encryption. Login sessions time out after inactivity when not being used, and the account is locked when there's excessive incorrect login failures. Lastly, we use the same system that is used in banking companies. If you trust the bank with your information and security of your assets, then you can easily trust ADP. So do you see why security will not be an issue for your company with our product?
Yes, and it all sounds great. Thank you for clearing that up. Hearing all these features that could protect my company, as well as knowing that ADP uses the same system as my bank, is very comforting. I know that you say that ADP Run is compatible with the iPhone. However, I do not use it, and neither does my husband. So I'm just not quite sure the application would even work for us.
Totally right. I did tell you that ADP is compatible with the iPhone. Let me go ahead and apologize to you because I was not clear that the system is actually compatible with many platforms in addition to the iPhone. Which platform are you and your husband using?
We both use Android phones instead of Apple iPhones.
ADP's mobile solution is just as compatible with the Android as it is with the iPhone. If you and your husband have ever decided to switch to a different platform, chances are that our system will work for that platform as well on the new device. To go into a little more detail, our system is actually compatible with all generations of the iPhone, beginning with the 3G, as well as the iPad and the iPod Touch, the BlackBerry V 4.61, and the Android V 2.0, as well as the following Android models. Does this address your concern of being able to successfully use our mobile product?
I was just worried at first when I wasn't clarified that I knew be able to use my device, and now I feel much more comfortable.
Also, even if you do not have one of those devices at your conveniences, ADP's web-hosted platform has many of the same features as the handheld mobile application. You'd be able to complete your payroll as long as you had a computer or a laptop handy.
That's great to know. Sometimes it's easier to use a larger screen or a keyboard, so it'd be nice to have the alternate to go between both devices. The last concern I have is the time that we are saving between ADP with our current system. I know that we spend a lot of time with our current payroll system. However, how do we save the time that we need for my husband whenever it comes to his weekly and bi-weekly payroll duties?
Great question, Dr. Page. I know you and your husband's time is very valuable with both of your busy schedules. Doing everything by hand right now and having to enter the office to do so is very hard on your husband. Having the flexibility to enter information anytime and any place gives your husband the freedom to enter whenever he pleases, which gives him the opportunity to essentially create his own working hours. Our application is very user-friendly, and you will no longer have to spend those long hours filing your private employees' information. Once that information is implemented into the new system, it is there to stay. However, you can edit and change the data at any time at your convenience as well. After just a few weeks, I will hear from my clients tell me how much quicker the processing procedure has become with them versus calling in their payroll. Did I tackle this concern for you, or do you still have some unanswered work?
It's nice to know that the 15 hours we are spending weekly with employee information is handled only once by HR, and then after that is at our fingertips with anything that we would need. Thank you for answering all of my questions about the program.
To answer any questions for you. There's also someone available for you 24/7 for any technical support you may need in the future.
Great. Thank you for being so patient with me for all my questions.
Over your company's needs within a payroll system, and I believe that we've determined that ADP would be the perfect match to improve your business's efficiency. We have discussed in detail what you hope to get at ADP system that you are not receiving from your current office should immediately give you and your husband. Now that we've covered that our system would, without a doubt, help you in all ways that you are looking for, what do you say we go ahead and start saving you time and your company's money by implementing our system today?
But honestly, I'm just not sure that we are ready to commit entirely. We have so much on our plates with the new location that I feel transferring payroll systems might just be a daunting task at the moment. ADP is such a large company in comparison to our current system that I don't feel confident that we would get the treatment that we need since this is such a huge transition. I believe that we need some more time to think about making this next step.
I see where you're coming from. It can be intimidating to acquire a new system, but I can guarantee that learning the new system is so simple, like I have explained in our call. I am making the assumption that you're still very interested in ADP regardless, since you have invested so much time in discussing the benefits of ADP with me. I want you to feel entirely comfortable signing a contract with me. Therefore, why don't you and your husband both take the time you need to discuss the benefits we have discussed throughout our call and go over how they will bring a higher return on investment in the future before you commit to me.
That'd be great if we could just have some time to discuss everything.
At all. But if I may ask, is there anything that I have not covered that may be delaying you from committing to this opportunity? I would just like to clarify which aspect about ADP may be bothering you so I can be sure to have informed you in the best way possible of how beneficial this system will truly be to you. If you feel that there's anything you would like me to review with you or touch on, feel free to let me know. I'm always available and ready to answer your concerns and would really love to reassure you on any of your worries.
However, I believe you did a great job assuring me that your product will be beneficial to us in many ways. I'm just nervous that we will become just a number for ADP due to the large number of business that you already work with. Since we are so new at working with this product, we will need plenty of support from ADP as we get to know our new product, and I'm just not sure if we will receive the attention that we need.
We pride our company on our efficient and helpful customer support with each and every client of ours at any hour of the day. In case I did not explain in enough detail, we actually have support contacts for both employees and payroll administrators. These are complete with frequently asked questions, direct emails, and a phone line for immediate support. This helps take the pressure off employees of having to come speak with the payroll administrator. They can easily receive quality support. Our patient staff will make sure that you are fully confident in executing payroll and will be there with any questions along the way that you may run into in the office. How do you feel about setting up a brief additional meeting next Monday with both you and your husband to touch on our customer service and any other concerns before moving forward?
However, it'd be very nice to hear in detail about AD's customer support. Thank you for touching on this, and I would love to set up an additional meeting with my husband so that he can feel entirely comfortable before signing a contract and moving forward. I think reminding my husband of the always available customer service representation would make him much more comfortable in the next step. Needless to say, we are very interested, so with a little extra reassurance, I believe that we could be prepared to compete when we meet the next week.
Great. I'm glad I could relieve your last concerns. I'm looking forward to meeting with you again next Monday and also meeting with your husband. I will bring the closing documents for your purchase along with me. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to meet with me, and I hope that you have a great week.